Hey guys, this is Miss Cora. So this is the addition to the first set of techniques, which is just for white belts. So this is for senior white belts. You have to do everything that you just watched, plus these techniques. So we're gonna be going back down to the mat. We're gonna add on some more solo movement. So this next technique, they're called shrimps. So Mr. Brian and Mr. Michael, they're gonna be laying down on the mat, and let's have your head facing the camera. Perfect. Now, these are hip escapes, okay? This is typically when someone is really smashing you, really on top of you. You can't get up on your shoulder or your elbow. You can't get up on your palm. You are kind of flattened to the mat. So the first little step they're gonna do is they're just gonna kind of roll onto their side a little bit, and now they're gonna use their feet to push their hips out. Boom. Now, once they have completed that, they're gonna recenter back up. So right where we started. Now I'm going to see them turn to the other side. Now what I want you to pretend is there's like a big hole right here. There's a big hole right here. You're going to use both of your feet to push your hips into that hole. Go ahead and do it, boys. Big push, boom. So it's called a shrimp because look, Mr. Brian's kind of curled up in a nice little shrimp position, all right? So now they center back up to do it again and turn on their side. Go ahead and do it real speed. Shrimp. Yep, shrimp. So they're centering back up every time, hip escaping side to side. Can you guys turn towards me now and just kind of do it this direction? All right. Turn on their side, shrimp. Turn on their side, shrimp. Very nice. So in this next move that we're about to do, the bridge, you kind of do a little mini bridge. You kind of start to come up and then turn, if that helps. So you're not going down the mat on your elbows, okay? So a lot of kids will kind of want to turn and get up. This is when, Mr. Brown, will you go ahead and just demonstrate this? Kind of lift your hips up a little bit as you turn to your side. Boom. But no, let's do it with the shrimp. Boom, right there. All right, so that will help kind of kids create a little space for themselves so they're not just kind of sliding down the mat. Now, this next technique, really simple, and I'm actually going to have you guys turn and face the camera on this. Yeah, perfect. So we are going to do bridges now. Now, bridges look different in martial arts than they do at, let's say, gymnastics, because in gymnastics, people aren't trying to like choke them or just smash them and crush them down to the mat. So we have to protect our necks and be aware of that. These guys are going to use their toes, not their heels. They're going to use their toes to lift their hips up. They're going to pick a shoulder. They're going to try to look above their head. And now they're going to take their arm. They're going to reach across their body. Nice. So they're rolling on top of their shoulder. They go back down, and they're going to go to the opposite side, lifting their hips up, reaching up and back down. And let's get some real speed on that. Bridges. So they're rolling over their shoulders, and they're driving up off of their toes. I tell like my younger kids, you know, if you see a bridge over water, it's got to be high enough that ships can go underneath it. So you got to get those hips up high. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's actually do some forward and backward rolls. So we're going to start on our knees. And again, the difference, I had a little kid one time say, Miss Cora, my PE teacher told me that that's not the way to do a forward roll. And I was like, well, has your PE teacher ever had someone on top of them trying to crush them down into the mat? So again, we've got to protect our neck in this position. In martial arts, you're not going to see a lot of like somersaults going over your head. You're going to be using your shoulder a lot. So these guys are going to kind of, they're going to pick an arm, they're going to dive it underneath them, and they're going to push with their toes to complete their roll, and now they're going to go back onto their knees. And maybe they got some style, and they can go over the other side, diving it through, pulling it back. So again, the main theme here is that we're doing a shoulder roll, tucking our head, and using our toes to help push to create the momentum to get over. Now this next technique does require momentum as well. So this is our backward roll. So what I tell kids here to do is use the feet to push. Now when you push to go back, when your belt hits, you're going to slap the mat. You're going to pick a shoulder to turn over. So we'll go ahead, push with the feet, slap the mat, and shoulder roll back to our bottoms. Push with the feet. Boom. You can use that slap to help you get over. Back to your bottom one more time. Go for it. Boom. Right there. Forward and backward rolls. Okay, so we've got shrimps, forward and backward rolls, our bridges. We've got two more techniques, the needle thread and sit through. Now typically, In real life rolling, these two are not paired together, but for the sake of just muscle memory and getting these kids to kind of learn the movement, we do pair them together because they can knock out 2 in 1. So let's go ahead and start in the turtle position. So our sit through. Now sit throughs can look a lot different depending on what position we're in. I use this a lot when I'm just kind of transitioning from side control to Kessa or side control to reverse Kessa. So they're going to pick a side, they're going to put their foot on the mat and their knee up, and all they're going to do is they're going to take that opposite leg and they're going to slide it through. Boom. I tell the kids like you're sliding into home base. Now they've got really good posture, pushing their chest forward because maybe someone just sprawled on them and they're needing to get to the back. Now from here, we're just going to abandon this position and be on our back. Anytime you are in jiu-jitsu, if you are on your back, you are not laying down flat with your arms down and your knees down. Anytime in jiu-jitsu, you are on your back, your knees are up, your arms are in tight. This is kind of a defensive position. So what I tell kids is don't be a dead fish. Don't just lay there like this, okay? So kind of be ready to go, ready to engage. Now, they are going to demonstrate their needle thread. They're going to take a step out on one side. They're going to kind of start to lift their hips up and turn onto their shoulder like a shrimp. Now, this leg, so here is the needle and the hole. This is the thread. We've got to push it through. So we're going to push that leg through. They're going to complete this all the way down to their belly. So go ahead and go belly down. Now they're flat. Now, what we're going to do is they're going to take their knees to their elbows. They're going to go ahead and come up to the turtle position. Perfect. So we're going to do our sit through again. They're going to pick a side. If they can remember to do the opposite side, that's awesome. Knee comes up, sit through, proud chest, and we go to our backs. Take that step out. Boom. They're going to kind of turn on their sides like they're doing a shrimp. They're going to take this leg, they're going to dive it underneath and go to their belly. From here, a lot of times I'll yell, turtle, turtle, and they'll go ahead and bring their knees in. One more time, let's just do that a little bit more real speed a couple times. Knee up, sit through, on our back, step, dive that through, boom. Yep, sit through, thread the needle, nice. And one more. Needle threads and sit throughs. Okay, awesome. So, last technique. I need to see that students know at least one submission from any position. I'm going to show, well, I'm not going to show, I'm going to have these guys demonstrate the rear naked choke. This is not the required submission. Maybe your child trains jiu-jitsu twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they know arm bars, they know Americanas. If they feel comfortable showing that, then have them show that. But this is just probably the quickest and easiest option for a submission. So we're in back mount. Mr. Bryan has Michael's back. He's got his seat belts. He's got his hook. He's going to take this top arm, and he's going to put it all the way across. And see how he's got Michael's chin right into that crease of the elbow? That's going to be a really good choke. So he's got that deep. Now he's going to take out that underhook, and he's going to slide it through. So this choking arm is grabbing his bicep. This other arm is coming behind Michael's neck. Now, what's going to happen is Mr. Bryan's just going to hug Michael really tight. He's going to pull everything in, and he gets the tap. Okay, so let's do that from the start. All right, so he's got a seat belt. This top one, he's going to let go. He's going to put it underneath Michael's neck. He's going to release this bottom underhook, and now he's going to sneak it through the back. I call that a sloop. It's a sneaky loop, and I'm going to take it. Now, this hand's on the back of Michael's head. Mr. Bryan's head is also connected to that. He's got his bicep. This is a lot of connection. There's no space here. Now, what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to pull this to his chest, sucking everything in tight. And let's do one more, kind of just real speed. Across, take out, and there's the choke. All right. So if your child has a white belt with a black stripe down the middle, or if your child has just moved up from the 5 to 7-year-olds class, these are the techniques that they need to know for their test. So this is going to let them earn their yellow belt, all right? So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys study up.